are finishing up, or not finishing, we're starting chapter 3. We're going to skip chapter 2 and do it later, but so you finished chapter 1, that's why you took the quiz, and then now we're moving on to chapter 3. So chapter 3 is all about the coordinate plane graphing equations. My favorite part of algebra. So I love graphing. It's going to be so much fun. So today we're going to do some vocabulary words that you'll need to know. And then there's an Ed puzzle video for you guys to do. And then that is kind of all for today. Not too hard since you guys still have the quiz that's due on Friday. So let me switch my camera. But yes, those of you that said 4 quadrants are correct. There is 4 quadrants in the coordinate plane. Okay, so if you have your Big Ideas Math, if you got one of these books from the office, I'm going to be taking notes in it. If you don't have it, then just take notes on a piece of paper if you'd like. We are going to be in the Big Ideas Math book on page 61. Okay. Okay, so our first word is relation. And sorry, I was looking for a pen. And with relation, the vocabulary book, the book definition is pairs inputs with outputs. So that one's meaning like inputs with outputs is like when you have the coordinate or the table that looks like this, X, Y, you input a number and then you get an output. That's kind of what it means by input and output. So if you were to input 0 and then your output would be 2. So Jose, this is just notes that you can take on your own. It's just vocabulary words. If you want one of these like notebooks that I'm using, you can come to the school and pick one up, or you can email me and I'll bring it to your house for you. Okay, number 2 is, or the second word is function. So it is a relation that pairs each input with exactly one output. So a function would be like y equals 3x plus 4. So y equals 3x plus 4. Because for every x value, there's exactly one y value. Okay, domain is the set of all possible input values and range is the set of all possible output values. Okay, and then I'm going to skip independent and dependent variable because those are just too confusing. But I'm going to change them. I'm going to do origin, which is the point where both x and y are 0, 0. And then x-axis, yes, the very middle, and y-axis. So x-axis is the horizontal one, and y-axis is the vertical one. And then I'm going to do this little table over here that I think is helpful. You don't have to write it down. It might help you, it might not. So I have this little table here. So you might hear me use the word input, output, x value, y value, domain, or range. So like input, x value, and domain all mean the same thing, and output, y value, and range all mean the same thing. So I'm going to highlight it to make it even more fun. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about, well, you guys are going to do an ed puzzle video, but so with a coordinate plane, you have the x-axis, which is the horizontal line. So this is your x-axis. And then you have your y-axis, which is the vertical line. So x-axis, y-axis, and then your origin is right here in the very center. And then you'll learn a little bit more in the Ed Puzzle video about it. There's 4 quadrants like you guys answered earlier. There's quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then within this chapter, we're going to be kind of using the input-output tables. So this is an input-output table. So it looks like this. There's an X side and a Y side. And then you'll have an equation like y equals 2x plus 1. And then it'll give you like either the y's or the x's, and you'll put them in and then you have to solve. So if it gives you 3 for an x value, then wherever you see x in the equation, you put in 3. So 2 times 3 plus 1. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So then y equals 7. So then on my input-output table, I'd put 7. Or you might hear me call it x value or y value on the input-output table. So this is just some vocabulary that we'll be using this chapter that I think might be helpful to know. And it's, you know, it's always good to have a refresher if you've already learned some of it, but just a little of what's to come. So today's assignment, I've already assigned in Google Classroom. It is the Ed Puzzle video. It is like a 4-minute video, I think, and there's 13 questions, but they're all super easy. Yeah, so share this tab instead. So with Ed Puzzle, you're going to complete the Ed Puzzle assignment by Monday at midnight. I'm going to give you guys the rest of class to do it. So you'll watch the video and then answer the questions as they come about. So you can do that in class today, or you can work on the review assignment and the quiz. So you can choose to do either in class today. Remember that the quiz is due Friday. And on Monday, everything else is due. So your choice of what to do today, you can either do the Ed Puzzle if you finish the quiz and the review homework, or you can do the review and quiz today. Your choice. But I'll be here if you have questions, if you want to ask me any. Jasmine, yes, please. Do you want me to bring a book to your house? Make sure also, I'll bring it today, Jasmine. Make sure also once you finish the Ed Puzzle video that you are clicking turn in on Google Classroom.